Hello, my friends. Today, I will talk about one of the most famous books about motivation. Why we do things, why we stop, why we continue, and why sometimes we suddenly feel full of energy. The book is called Drive, The Surprising Truth About What Motivates Us. Drive means motivation. The author is Daniel Pink. But don't worry, everything you hear in this episode is in simple, beginning-level English. I will provide lots of smooth stories, clear examples, and many ideas connected to your English learning journey. You do not need to read the full book. You do not need difficult vocabulary. You only need your ears, your curiosity, and a quiet moment for yourself. In this episode, I will explain what motivation really is, what gives you energy from inside, how you can use these ideas to learn English better, how real progress feels, and how to stay motivated even when your energy is low. We will go step by step, chapter by chapter. So, sit back, relax, breathe slowly, and let's begin this journey together. Okay, my friends, imagine this. You are sitting at your desk. Your English notebook is opened. Your pen is ready. Your phone is silent. But inside you, something feels strange. Your mind says, learn English. But your body says, maybe later. This small fight inside you, this little push and pull, is the beginning of motivation. The author starts the book with a simple idea. Human motivation is not simple. It is complicated. It is a puzzle. And many people understand it incorrectly. For many years, people believed that humans only move for two reasons. Reward, which is when you get something good, or punishment, which is when you want to avoid something bad. This idea is called carrot and stick. Carrot is the reward, stick is the punishment. For example, if you finish your homework, you get chocolate. If you don't finish your homework, you get no TV. If you study English, you get a high score. If you don't study, you fail. This system works for animals. It works for very simple tasks. But it does not work well for humans doing difficult, creative, emotional, or long-term tasks. Tasks such as learning a language. The author says humans are not donkeys. Humans don't work well with carrots and sticks. Humans are different. We have minds full of dreams. We have hearts full of meaning. We want to grow, not just follow rules. Now, let's explore this a bit deeper in simple English. Daniel Pink, the author, tells us a story about scientists who try to understand motivation. They gave people small puzzles. The puzzles were fun. People enjoyed solving them. But then the scientists added money. They said, if you solve the puzzle fast, you get money. And something strange happened. People stopped enjoying the puzzle. They solved it slower. their creativity became weaker. Why? Because money changed the feeling. Before money, the puzzle was fun. It felt natural. It felt playful. After money, the puzzle felt like a job. Daniel Pink gives this idea a name: extrinsic motivation. Now, extrinsic is a difficult word, but don't worry. I will explain it right now. Extrinsic motivation means motivation that comes from the outside. Extra means outside. For example, money, grades, prizes, pressure, fear, do this or else. Okay, these are examples of extrinsic motivation. Extrinsic motivation works for short tasks, but it kills creativity for big, complex activities. And learning English is a big, complex activity. The author says there is a second kind of motivation, the better kind. It's called intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic means from the inside. This is the motivation that comes from your own heart. For example, I learn English because I enjoy progress. I learn English because I want to travel. I learn English because it feels good. I learn English because I want to understand movies. I learn English because it makes me feel free. Intrinsic motivation is powerful. It is soft but strong. It is quiet but deep. It is slow but consistent. It doesn't disappear quickly. It grows with time. When you feel intrinsic motivation, you don't need anyone to push you. You move by yourself. Now, many learners say, I study English to get a job. I study to pass IELTS. I study to get a certificate. I study because my parents want it. These reasons are not bad, not at all. They are helpful, but they are external. They are extrinsic. They don't give deep energy. When you study English only because you must, you feel tired quickly. But when you learn English because it makes you feel strong, it helps you talk to the world, it gives you a bigger life, it makes you feel proud, it feels like personal freedom, or it shows your true self, you don't feel tired anymore. You feel alive. Here is a very simple way to understand the whole chapter. Extrinsic motivation means I do this because someone wants it. Intrinsic motivation means I do this because I want it. Extrinsic motivation is weak. Intrinsic motivation is strong. Extrinsic motivation is short. Intrinsic motivation is long. Extrinsic motivation is like a battery. It finishes, it dies. Intrinsic motivation is like the sun. It gives energy again and again. Chapter 2. The 3 elements of true motivation. In this chapter, the author gives us the 3 big elements that create strong, deep, and long-lasting motivation. If you understand these 3 elements, your English journey will feel lighter. It will feel smoother and more natural. It will feel like walking downhill, not uphill. Daniel Pink, the author, says human motivation has 3 parts: autonomy, mastery, purpose. I will define each of these words in simple English. These are huge ideas. Let's talk about autonomy. Autonomy means freedom to choose. It means you can decide how to do something. Humans love autonomy. They love freedom. We feel more alive when the choice is ours. Think about your English journey. If someone says, study now, read this, do 3 exercises, you feel pressure, you feel heavy, you feel controlled. But when you choose, I want to listen now, I want to watch a video, I want to read a short story, I want to practice with Tom for 10 minutes, something inside you opens. You feel light. You feel calm. You feel free. That feeling is autonomy. The author says humans work better when they have autonomy, when they have freedom, when they have a choice. Now, imagine 2 learners. Learner A. Their teacher gives them homework. They must do it. They have no choice. They feel stressed. They feel tired. Learner B. They can choose, I will learn vocabulary by watching an English Unleashed podcast. Or, I will do shadowing for 5 minutes. Or, I will read a simple story before sleep. Which learner do you think feels more motivated? Which learner do you think grows faster? Of course, learner B, because freedom gives energy. If you are free to choose, you will have more energy. Even small choices create big motivation. Okay, now let's talk about mastery. Mastery is another difficult word, so let me explain it clearly. Mastery means getting better and better at something. It is the feeling of progress, the feeling of, I can do this now. Mastery feels good. It gives joy. It gives confidence. It moves you forward. Daniel Pink says, mastery has 3 important qualities. Mastery is a journey, not a final place. You never finish learning. You only keep growing. Mastery needs effort. You must practice again and again. Mastery gives deep satisfaction. You feel proud of yourself. Now, let's connect this to English learning. Think about when you first started English. Maybe you only knew the word hello. You only knew the word thank you. But now, you understand this podcast. You understand stories. You understand more and more every day. That is mastery. The author explains something very interesting. We feel the happiest when we are working on something a little difficult, but not too difficult. Not too easy because you get bored, and not too hard because you get stressed. Medium difficult is the best because it helps you grow. It's just the right zone. Now, let's look at an English example. When English feels too easy, it's like when you read a children's book. You understand everything. You feel bored. You stop learning. When English feels too hard, you read a scientific article. You understand nothing. You feel stupid. You want to quit. When English feels just right, you listen to an A2 or B1 podcast. You understand maybe a key %. You learn new words. You feel proud. and you want to continue. That is mastery. Mastery is all about progress. It's not perfection. The next word is purpose. The reason behind your effort. Purpose means your big reason, your deep reason. Purpose is the lie behind your action. The author says humans need purpose. We need to feel that our work matters. When we have purpose, we feel strong. When we don't have purpose, we feel lost. Now, again, let's connect this to English learning. If you study English only for a test, your purpose is small. But if you study English because you want a better life, you want to travel, you want to talk to the world, you want to understand books, you want to help others, you want to grow your mind, you want to connect with new people, you want more freedom, your purpose becomes big. And big purpose gives big motivation. Now, let's do a small exercise. Close your eyes for a moment. Ask yourself, why do I truly learn English? Listen to your heart. Not your teacher, not your exam, not society, your heart. What does it say? Your answer is your purpose. Hold it, protect it, and remember it every single day. Because purpose gives you the energy to continue when you feel tired. Okay, my friends, and that brings us to the end of today's episode. I'm here with you every step of the way. Whenever you need clarity, whenever you need direction, whenever you need motivation that comes from the inside, thank you for listening, thank you for learning, and thank you for growing with me in this journey. Bye for now.